All right. Happy 4th of July, everyone. A beautiful day out there. It did feel like July. It was pretty hot, but very seasonal. And we actually did see a high temp of 94, normal high this time of year, 94. So, hey, very average, but hot nonetheless. It has been very dry, so that's been good for outdoor plans today. And good news for the Green Jackets. They actually are just about to start this game. It was supposed to get underway at 6:35. They just finished up the Star Spangled Banner, and it looks like we are about to witness first pitch right there. So looking good for fireworks post game tonight. That is the good news as well, but temperatures are still very hot. It still feels like 99 degrees out at the ballpark right now, and it will stay feeling like at least the 90s through at least sunset. Once we get past sunset, we know it's going to be a loud night ahead, so make sure you're preparing your pets, make sure they're locked in safe, and try to put them in a soundproof room if they do really hate the fireworks sound. Another thing to keep in mind is that we are in a moderate drought, so fires can start very easily. We unfortunately saw an apartment complex catch fire last night, devastated a lot of people's belongings, their homes, so we don't want any more fires like that tonight. It is completely avoidable. Just make sure you're keeping some water close by. And hey, leave it to the professionals if you want to. There's a number of great firework displays across the region tonight, including out at SRP Park. We got Boom in the Park, Evans Town Center Park, and also over in Aiken as well. Drought monitors. So this is why we're really emphasizing be extra careful with those fireworks tonight. You can see that most of the CS array is now underneath at least a level 1 drought, a moderate drought, and even portions of Saluda County near Lake Murray, they have now entered a severe drought. So the good news is that we do have some rain in the forecast as we head a little bit later into the week, especially by this weekend. But just to emphasize, all our spots that are setting off fireworks tonight are underneath this moderate drought. So really just take those precautions. Not expecting rain tonight for the Green Jackets, but tomorrow, maybe potentially kind of late Friday evening, we can't rule out a passing shower, thunderstorm. And for tomorrow at the Green Jackets game, if you get there early, they are giving away a beach bag cooler for the first few hundred fans. The big weather story, though, Friday is the heat advisory. So we are expecting feel-like temperatures possibly as high as 110. So that is definitely hitting the danger zone for us. And want to make sure you're staying cool, staying hydrated, all the usual summer stuff. But tomorrow is going to feel a little bit different for us. Definitely high enough to where the Weather Service is going to issue these heat advisories across the area. So just make sure you're trying to stay cool as much as you can. There could be a beneficial late day storm as we head late into the afternoon, Friday evening. But if we don't see any rain, get prepared for a very hot day out there all day long. The heat threat does go down, though, into the weekend. We should start to see a few more clouds Saturday. Still expecting a very hot, humid day. We possibly could see another heat advisory Saturday, but the chance of it happening is a little bit less. We'll see more clouds Saturday and Sunday, and definitely higher rain chances. What's bringing us the heat today and for tomorrow is an upper level ridge. So that creates sinking air, and it really kind of caps our skies and prevents any storms from developing. What's changing this weekend is that we're bringing an upper level trough, and our upper level wind should be much more conducive to allow those storms to rise and form. But the peak heat index possibly just as high Saturday as it is expected to be on Friday. But once we get into Sunday early next week, that trend does go in the right direction, back more at least seasonal feeling with feel-like temperatures close to 100 instead of close to 110. So some minor relief there. Want to give you a wide view of our radar network. Still keeping an eye on Beryl down there in the Caribbean. So that impacted the Cayman Islands over the last 24 hours and now heading towards the Yucatan Peninsula. And then that path does kind of continue into the Gulf of Mexico and possibly getting close to that Texas and Mexico border as we get into early next week. For us here locally, we're dry again. Not much rain forming across the CS array for the rest of tonight, but as we head into tomorrow, potentially as the front gets a little bit closer towards us, we could see a stray shower storm late into the day. But there it is. Very hot day, 97 degrees, 98 for high temps here around Augusta. You can see the rain chances are definitely a lot higher if you're heading towards Atlanta or anywhere near that I-85 corridor. Storm chances definitely look a little bit higher there. It's going to be keep your fingers crossed to see if maybe they can hold together to maybe bring us a late day storm here in Augusta, but looks to be a 20% chance or less. Nothing that I would necessarily bet the house on. Once we get into the weekend, that front's now closer. It's going to stall out, and that's going to provide much better lift. And I would say rain chances are looking pretty good for most spots in the CS array at some point Saturday afternoon. Looks like those would last at least until about sunset on Saturday. Heading into Sunday, very similar. That front's not going too far, so we should be able to stay dry early into the day, but as soon as we heat up, we'll see those showers and storms bubble up across the region. So heads up for the weekend. It's staying hot, staying humid. Not likely going to be quite as hot Sunday, but both days do have a pretty decent opportunity for some afternoon thunderstorms. Definitely enough to impact some of those outdoor plans. Once we get into next week, it looks like we're going to be in a locked-in pattern to where it's just going to be hitting highs, low mid-90s, morning temps in the mid-70s, and daily just kind of afternoon hit-or-miss storm chances. So this is looking a little bit better pattern for the dry outlook that we've had the past couple of weeks. Hopefully this will be bringing us some beneficial rainfall the next several days. But remember, tomorrow there is that heat advisory in effect, so first alert for that. And join us later again tonight. We'll have your latest forecast coming up on News 12 at 11.